Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to. My name is Faith Storms. I'm a licensed social worker, therapist, and just wanted to post a video on sleep. So, I attended a seminar this past Friday on anxiety, sleep, and the brain. And this was really interesting, helpful. Some of it I had known already, some of it was somewhat new information. There was some new research that he shared, and all together it really reinforced to me how vitally important sleep is, which I've been very much learning over these past few months with some health stuff I'm dealing with, and seeing how sleep or the lack of sleep really affects some blood sugar monitoring. It's been very, very interesting. So, so this just reinforced all that. So I just wanted to share some of this with all of you. So sleep is really, really, really important. I think we all kind of know that. But to me, my brain likes to see things in black and white, and I like the information. So sleep is really important. And for adults, 8 hours is still the gold standard. Like, that is still what we should all be aiming for. Americans generally sleep less than any other place in the world. Americans get an average of 6.5 hours. So we are off by a good hour. So it's 8 hours plus or minus half an hour. So 7.5 to 8.5 is the range. Well, Americans are a full hour below that on average. The rest of the world sleeps more, and the rest of the world is healthier and is doing better and has less stress. So I thought that was really, really interesting. He also shared something about, he called it the sleep diet. So what they found is they did a study, and they found that if people would sleep an additional 1.2 hours a night, they actually had weight loss. So what they found was, and I forget the period of time this was over, but an extra 1.2 hours of sleep per night on top of your 8. So this is extra. This isn't just make up the deficit Americans have. This is do more. What they found was the body actually burned an extra 270 calories a day, which equates to 26 pounds of weight loss in 3 years. I'm like, whoa, that is really interesting. So, and I say that's interesting because years ago, I remember reading a study that found the opposite, that if people were not sleeping, they gained weight. So, of course, it makes sense if you're sleeping more that you might lose weight. So, but again, and this isn't about weight per se. This is about, is the body doing what it needs to do? When you're not sleeping, your body is not doing hormonal functions and regulatory functions. That's the issue. That's the issue. He talked about power napping can be good. A 20-minute power nap is very good for us. Quality does matter. So your sleep architecture, he talked about the way our sleep cycles run, does matter. And if you get good sleep consistently, you will add 4.7 years to your life. Like, this is actually really matters. Here is the biggest problem with people that do not sleep or don't sleep enough consistently during the day. So one of the stress hormones is called cortisol. Cortisol, it fluctuates wildly, I found out. All through the day, the levels go up and down, up and down. However, at night when we sleep, our cortisol levels drop, seriously drop. Like, nighttime sleep is when your body regulates its hormones. Excuse me. So if you are not sleeping consistently, your body never regulates its hormones very well. And the cortisol stays high. You don't get a drop. So what happens is, like, during the day, your cortisol levels generally go up. And then at night, if you're sleeping well, they come down. And then the next day they go up. Now, there's variability during the day, but you've got this up and down flow, which is good and healthy and normal. If you don't sleep, so daytime your cortisols go up, and then you don't sleep, they never really drop. The next day they go up some more, and then you don't sleep, they don't drop. They go up some more. So you're getting consistently rising cortisol levels. That's really bad. That is not good. They found that cortisol is connected to the creation of visceral fat. Visceral fat is fat around your organs, and visceral fat is connected to cytokines, and cytokines are these cells in your body that create inflammation. And inflammation is connected to all kinds of disease processes and not good stuff. We need our cortisol levels to drop every day so that our body regulates. And if you're not sleeping, your cortisol levels aren't dropping. So that's not good. So, okay, so that's why we want to sleep. And that's what happens when we don't sleep. So how do we sleep well? So here's the thing. This presenter said, and it's funny because when I talk to clients about sleep hygiene, I often say, I talk to them about, well, what do you do a half hour to an hour before you go to bed? And they're usually like, oh my gosh, that's so much time. Okay, this guy, this expert, he said you should take an hour and a half, 90 minutes to wind down and prepare for bedtime. 90 minutes. I was like, whoa, my clients bulk at 30 to 60 minutes. So I thought that was very interesting. He went through a bunch of different things that are contributing factors to good sleep hygiene, to getting a good night's sleep. And as he was going through these, I'm like, nope. Yep, most of my clients don't do this. Fortunately, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing most of this. I'm doing a lot of this, and it makes a difference. So, sleep hygiene. First of all, you can't just be running all day and then go to bed and expect to sleep. It's not going to happen. So he recommended a transition period, a shift down period, like I said, of 90 minutes. Now I tell people 30 to 60, and I think that's reasonable. I think that's more reasonable. And yes, getting off screens is a big part of this. So what they found, and I'm sure you all are aware of this, have heard of this, computer screens, phone screens, tablets, iPads, all technology has blue light. And blue light, the frequency of light that comes off technology stimulates our brains. It just does. So if you're on your phone, if you're on a screen, if you're playing games, if you're on your computer, right until you try to go to bed, your brain is very stimulated. So that's why they say put away technology an hour before bed, so that your brain can start to wind down and stop being stimulated by the screens. So lighting matters. If you're in a really bright light lit room, your brain gets the signal to stay awake. So start turning down the lights, start dimming the lights. Ideally, we are to sleep in darkness. Now, here comes the people saying, well, I need to have the TV on. I need to have something on. No, it interferes with your sleep patterns. It interferes with your brain's ability to get good quality sleep. Now, do you have to have it? Well, you've trained yourself. People that say, I have to have the TV on, you've learned to do that. But if you were hooked up to machines, you're not getting quality sleep. So no lights, a cool room, can't be too hot because that interferes with sleep. No noise. There's the other thing. People say, well, I have to have the TV on. No, because that interferes. Again, depending on where you are in your sleep cycle, if you hear something, you will wake up. And then now you've got a problem. Now your sleep is disrupted. So ideally, dark room, cool room, no noise, no outside noise. Now his suggestion was white noise is fine. So if you want to get a white noise machine, that's fine because that'll block, the dog barking next door, or that'll block, like assorted noises that come from your house. But the idea of that you need a noise source, no, we quiet is how we best sleep. Bedding, you want to have a sleeping place, a bed area that's attractive, that's comfortable. So make your bed. Like, it's more appealing to go into a made bed than a messy bed, which he has a point. Have bedding that is comfortable to you, whatever that may be. Air quality. I thought this was interesting. Um, Pollutants actually contribute to sleep apnea. I didn't know that. Kind of makes sense. So getting an air filter might be a good idea. And he said if you get like an air filter, then that's going to create white noise. So that kind of does helps both purposes. Mindfulness. So when we're heading to bed, if your mind is busy and stressed and anxious and worried, then we need to do things to calm our mind down. He suggested some mindfulness practices. He suggested gratitude practices, which is a great idea. At the end of your day, what was good about today? What am I grateful for? It's a wonderful idea to do. Good practice. What we eat affects our sleep, obviously, in the hours before bedtime. Most people don't do well having a great big huge meal. Most people don't do well with, say, really spicy food before bed. I know I don't. I've tried that. That was a disaster. So, and again, every person is different. So some people could eat certain things and not be bothered. Other people can't. So just know you. They do recommend higher fiber. Most people do not get enough fiber. And I think this is really interesting given the incredible upsurge of colon cancer now. I've never in my life heard of so many people having colon cancer. And the American diet is abysmally low in fiber. So increase your fiber intake. They found that people that had more fiber, lower sugar, lower saturated fats slept better. So what we eat during the day does seem to affect our sleep, but certainly in the hours right before bed. They also found, caffeine. Some people are very sensitive to caffeine. So again, watch your caffeine intake, watch your nicotine can affect sleep as well. And honestly, to get good sleep, no alcohol. And some people think, the nightcap, will help me sleep. It may help you get to sleep, and it will also wake you up later. That is almost always universally true. As the speaker said, the nightcap is an uncapping. Just a few hours later, people often wake up. So ideally, no alcohol, but certainly not right before bed because that's going to interfere with your sleep patterns and your sleep architecture. So just wanted to share that. Get more sleep. If you and from my end as a therapist and mental health worker, get more sleep. Almost always, if people are having a bad day, a hard time, they've had a blow up, they've had exacerbation of their anxiety or of their depression or of their anger, they haven't slept well the night before or for a few nights. And when they sleep, wow, everything's okay. Yeah. Because when we are sleep deprived, our brains do not function properly. And I knew this already. The seminar just reinforced that. It's really, really, really important that we sleep, and Americans do not get enough sleep. So do what you can. Now, I know not everybody can change everything all at once. You don't need to. But if you're trying to do run, and then drop into bed, and then you're shocked that you can't sleep, start to put some kind of little transitional time in there. Okay, maybe you can't take an hour and a half. How about 15 minutes to intentionally wind down, calm down, have a hot cup of tea, have some kind of soothing drink, not alcohol. Do some gratitude practices, do some breathing, do some tapping, do something, dim your lights, put on soft music, put away your phone, put away technology a few minutes before bed. You don't need to do it 2 hours before bed, but give yourself a little window of transition and tell yourself, I'm getting ready to go to bed, I'm calming down. Give yourself the proper messages. I've wrapped up my day, the day is done. And soon I'm going to get comfortable. I'm going to get into comfortable PJs or whatever you wear to bed or don't wear to bed. I'm going to get comfy. I'm going to go to bed and rest and relax to be ready for my day tomorrow. And you can set intentions, and I'm going to wake up and feel good in the morning. But give yourself transition time, a few minutes. And then I encourage you to expand that. But at first, give yourself 15 minutes to transition. And then maybe take it to 30. And use that time you can use that time to reinforce the day, to kind of consolidate what happened in the day. I know I'm working on doing that. I'm working on creating a nice little bedtime routine that kind of reviews and consolidates the day, that settles me, as well as setting some general intentions for the following day as I head to bed. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you all next time.